How are you personally and in your profession being influenced by implementing such a solution and working with this like international team of employees that are not only from Germany but who come from all over the place? How does this influence you?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, we're generally very global orientated within our teams already. When I joined, our C-level is kind of spread all over the world. So yeah, I guess from that perspective, we've always been very international. But of course, once you expand, your workforce into other countries, into other cultures, that changed even more. So I can safely say that most of the time we speak English in the business. Even in our Cologne office, we predominantly speak English. And the cultural influence, obviously, you get that also from people who are maybe not physically present in the business, but it's just. It's just, for company events and stuff like that, people get together. And then, it's just nice to see how we're such a broad cultured business, still kind of a family vibe. We're kind of living that still. So, from that perspective, you just, learn obviously from the other people. People work very different in different cultures and countries. That's also something obviously you learn. But yeah, it's great. And I think we all benefit from that.
Amazing. This sounds exactly like the experience we have at WorkMotion as well, working with an international team. I can only recommend it. So when you think about the future and the future plans regarding your global hiring strategy, how does this look like at once?
Again, our path is still on growth, so that's not going to change. But yeah, I think we're very confident with the setup we're having at the minute. There's no pressure to open up more entities. Obviously we want to open up more entities, and we're currently again in the process of opening up more entities. But having the option to hire, anywhere in the world, because we have a great EOR setup, takes a lot of pressure away from us. So we're still very much focused on hiring, on growing, and focusing on any sort of market where we can get the right talents from.
Amazing. And last question, if you think about other HR professionals who are facing similar challenges like you did, and maybe they have in mind, yes, there is this ER solution and they think it's great, but they don't get the buy-in from the management team, what would you recommend them to overcome this struggle?
Well, I guess, costing obviously is always, you probably always need to play that costing card. You need to obviously get, the benefits that, you will win at the end of the day. So, like I said before, if your plan is on hiring and you struggle to find the right people, and I think that pretty much applies to any business or any company, you're just limiting yourself if you don't choose that option. We really found some extraordinary talents across the globe, and luckily we haven't restricted ourselves. So initially, obviously you pay for a service that is being provided to you, but in the long run those costs will definitely even itself out. So I guess also, when you look at the part of employment relations, so if you set up a new entity, then you need to find the right people who are familiar with the local law. And that is sometimes so complex, like, for us, for instance, with Japan, you need to obviously have lawyers getting all the contracts done, this and that, but then, the ongoing employment issues, let's say contractual issues, I'm not an expert on Japanese employment law, so you always need to kind of then reach out to a legal firm. How is this conducted? How is that conducted? Whereas, if we have any issues or problems currently in an EOR setup, I basically just say, look, WorkMotion team, this is the problem we're having at the moment. I'm not familiar with the law. What do you suggest? And then they come up with suggestions. They handle the process, obviously us being involved, and we're always kind of, giving our go ahead, or if we feel like this is not the right process, then we would share our concerns. But taking that away for free, let's say, is obviously you pay the same fee every month, but you have this legal support, is huge cost savings, because we all know how much you spend on just getting a consultation from a normal lawyer or law firm. It's like an hour, 300 euros are gone easily. So yeah, from that perspective, I think it's cost beneficial. It's a huge tool for successful recruitment. Culturally, it would help any business. So I strongly recommend to use an EOR setup 100%.